Before we get into this one, if you could just hit that subscribe button down below, that would mean a massive amount to me. We're trying to hit 3K as soon as possible, but without further ado, let's get into the Leeds news. So the first thing that we've got to get into, and the meat of the video, is this new thing that's come out. Fabrizio Romano said it on Twitter, that Leeds and Chelsea have agreed a fee for RAPHINHA within the region of 60 to 65 million pounds. Now, obviously, this comes as a little bit of a surprise because RAPHINHA's ideal move was to Barcelona. We've seen that earlier in the week, or maybe last week, Arsenal came in with an offer that was way too low, deemed by Leeds. Chelsea seem to have come in with an offer straight away that is what Leeds would ideally be asking for. So if this was to go any further with Chelsea, this is how it would go. So RAPHINHA is actually on holiday in Qatar at the moment with his girlfriend, wife, and he can't come back and agree personal terms until he is actually back in the country. So obviously he can't sign yet. So the clubs have agreed a fee. That doesn't mean that it's a guaranteed transfer. It means that RAPHINHA needs to go and make a decision on whether he wants to go to Chelsea. And even if he does eventually go to Chelsea, I personally, this could completely bite me in the bum, right? And it probably will. But I personally think if I was RAPHINHA, I would not put pen to paper yet, because if your dream move is Barcelona and you're sort of expecting that Barcelona are Barcelona, so they will get some money together at some point this summer, if you don't put pen to paper, it puts pressure on Barcelona to then make a bid. And especially for Leeds, because if Leeds hold out and don't just sell him straight away, Arsenal might think, there's two things for Arsenal. Arsenal might think, that's too much for us, we're out of the running. Or they might think, okay, that's exactly how much we're going to have to pay, let's offer slightly more. Same with Barcelona if they do get some money behind them. So it's an interesting proposition. If RAPHINHA holds off for a little while, it could benefit him greatly and the club greatly, because A, we could get more money for him, and B, he might actually get his dream move to Barcelona. So I don't think this one's as cut and dry as it's being reported. It's been reported that it's pretty much a done deal, but I don't think it is. I think it's one of those where it could still go on and on, this one, and we could see him transfer quite a lot later in the window. Obviously, like I said, he's on holiday, and the reason he's not returned to training camp is because he's an international player. So the same as what happened with Phillips, they were given slightly longer periods for their holidays because they ought to go and play for the national teams in things like the Nations League and qualifiers and all that sort of thing that they do internationally. So that's the reason that RAPHINHA's not come back to training yet. But like I say, even when he does, he's got a decision to make. Does he just sign on the dotted line and go to Chelsea and cancel his dream of going to Barcelona? I don't think so. I think he holds off a little bit, and that basically says to Barcelona, ball's in your court, you've got to make a bid. And that might make them rush through their Frankie de Jong deal, which they're trying to get done to Manchester United for another around 60 to 85 million pounds. So it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out. But like I say, the reason I've put not what you think is because it does seem like he's gone to Chelsea and that's it. But I don't think that's how it'll pan out. Feel free to come back to this and call me an idiot, but what's the point if I don't at least try and speculate and give my opinions and ideas rather than just playing it safe all the time. So other little bits of Leeds news, obviously, like I mentioned in the first bit about RAPHINHA, the players are actually back in training, and that means we've got new training kits that have been revealed. They seem a bit Wolvesy to me. They are black or really dark navy, and the stripes on the shoulders and arms are orange, it seems. Not yellow, orange. And like I say, it does look a bit Wolvesy, but it also, in previous years, my training kit that you'll have seen in my videos before, I've got the training 3/4 zip from this season just gone, and the stripes on the shoulders and the arms are luminous yellow, and that's what actually happened to the kit as well. They had luminous yellow arm stripes, so potentially the kit might have orangey stripes, and we just want classic Leeds colours. I know some people will say classic Leeds colours are actually different colours. I mean classic since Revy changed them to white, blue and yellow. White is the primary. We want classic kits in that sense. I want white with blue or with yellow not with orange. Why? You don't have to do something different. Do them nice, classic, and just smart. But yeah, that's my little rant out of the way. But like I said, players are back in training, aren't they? So that means that we can start to see people like Mark Rocker, Brendan Aronson, who will be returning soon because he's been on internationals, and I think Rasmus Christensen has too. And we'll start to see them bed into the squad, and hopefully when we see some of these pre-season games, they'll start getting fully integrated into that squad and learning the way that they play. Rasmus Christensen and Brendan Aronson do actually also know how to play this system, and if we do get somebody like Mo Kamara, if you haven't seen that video I did a couple of days ago, that'll be in the cards up there. I never get it right which way around it is, one of them. So check that one out as well if you want a bit of a stat breakdown on Mo Kamara. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how those players bed in, because obviously, like I say, they have played under him before, so if they fit in seamlessly, that could actually really help us. And it actually could help the other players that are already in the Leeds squad, if these guys have got a bit of experience knowing how to play under Marsh, and especially if they take a few of the younger players under their wing. Talking of the younger players, that's a good segue into the under-23s. Now, Liam McCarron has just been sold to Stoke City, either sold or released on a free, but either way, the amount of money is very small. Liam McCarron was the left back in the under-23s, and he never really saw any first team action. I think he came on in the FA Cup against Arsenal, but other than that, he didn't really get any first team action. And there was a bit of a block in the way of him, so I don't think he was ever going to play. There was obviously Leif Davis in front of him, and Hjelde, who's actually naturally a centre-back, had been played in front of him, as well as Pascal Struijk, who's also a centre-back. So it looked like he was never really going to get in the squad. So fair play to him. I hope he does well at Stoke, and maybe if he does really well, there's a little buyback clause in there for Leeds, which would probably be a sensible thing to do when you're getting rid of young players like that. The other one is, although we are supposedly signing that Darko Diaby that I mentioned the other day from Manchester City, I think we are still very keen on McAtee from Manchester City as well, as a bit more of a defensive midfielder, I think. So it'll be interesting to see if we do that one and strengthen the under-23s even more. I don't know what that means for people like Lewis Bate, because I think Lewis Bate was making real strides in making his case for maybe getting into the first team a little bit more, because I think he did really well when he did come in and when he did deputise for the likes of Calvin Phillips and Adam Forshaw. So it'll be interesting to see what that means for him, but extra strength in the under-23s can only mean good things, because those players will push each other and get better and better, and hopefully either get in the first team or eventually they will be sold and moved on for a higher price than we bought them for. That was a long bit of speech there without any breaths. Yeah, that's it. A bit of what's been going on then recently. Like I say, this one's still up in the air with RAPHINHA. Kits probably announced before too long if the training kits are already out. And then obviously the pre-season tour starts not too far away. Now that is in Australia, so that's games against, I think it's Palace, Brisbane Roar, and Aston Villa, and they're all on at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not going to be watching them. I'm just going to be watching the highlights. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I just wanted to do a bit of a news roundup. Couldn't really not make a video given that this news has come out about RAPHINHA, but like I say, I've got a little bit of a different take on it, and I don't think it's as cut and dry as it actually sounds. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time on Leeds Lately.